editor at Scholastic. Today we're here at the Barnes Foundation in Philadelphia to learn about art conservation. Let's go.
Hi, my name is Anya Shutova. I'm a painting conservator here at the Barnes Foundation in Philadelphia. An art conservator cares for works of art, and so we preserve art to be enjoyed by future generations. This is a painting by Henry Rousseau of a woman in a landscape from 1899. It shows an elderly woman sitting on a chair in a landscape in front of a church. And today we're going to learn even more. When we look at the painting, we might see what's on the surface, but there are things that are hidden beyond the surface, and that's where technology becomes really useful in art conservation. When we get a painting in the lab, we start examining it very closely, often with a microscope. And then we might examine it with X-rays, ultraviolet light, infrared. X-rays are used to study the construction of the painting as well as its state of preservation. So we might be able to see the kind of canvases that the artist is using, if there are any changes in composition, or how much damage is on the painting. This is an X-ray of the painting. On the X-ray, you can see that the painting that we see of an older woman was painted over a painting of a young girl. What X-ray also shows is that the painting was painted on canvas, and the canvas was stretched over a stretcher with tacks. The tacks you can see are those little nails on the edges of the painting. Once we have studied the painting closely, we can make decisions about treatment and preservation of the object. Restoring a damaged painting depends on what kind of damage you have. So before we even start, we need to study the painting very well to understand what are the original materials and their composition. The factors that contribute to the deterioration of paintings include light, such as sunlight, temperature, relative humidity, pollutants, and also pests. The kind of paint that the artist might use affects the way it deteriorates. If the artist used oil paint, it's more durable because the particles are suspended in the oil that protects it from damage. In contrast, if the artist used pastel, those are loose pigment particles, and even blowing on the surface might displace those particles from their original locations. In terms of the materials that we use in conservation, there are two criteria. They should be stable and they should be reversible. So we are using stable materials so they don't change with time. And then the reversibility is a piece where the materials that we put on should be removable. There's a lot of research that's involved in our work. We read anything that has been published on the artist. We might work with scientists where they actually analyze paint from the artist so that we can know exactly what materials the artist used on that painting. And then there's also archival research where we might search for photographs of that painting from the past to see what it looked like in comparison to the present state. The most interesting part of my job is research and discoveries about the artist's materials and processes. But the most challenging is that artists don't really follow the rules, so every object is unique. With introduction of new technologies, we're able to study paintings in more depth, and that's really exciting. Art conservation is an interdisciplinary field. So to become an art conservator, we study chemistry, biology, physics, math. If you love art and you also love math and science, being an art conservator might be a perfect job for you.